mentioned that because we all read the same message, all of us read the same message, but our insight to the ayat and to the message is different. Everyone understands something differently. And as a result, because our understanding differs, our heart is affected differently. So the sight and the heart were appealing because everyone is different in that. And as-sama, the ability to hear, was singular because we all hear the same message. I give you an example. You're sitting down in this, right? All of you are seeing me from different angles. Your vision of me is different to his vision of me. But at the end of the day, you're all hearing the very same message. And whatever you're hearing, you're processing differently. So the hearts are full, implying that everyone is different in how they absorb this message. And the sight is different, is appealing because we all have a different insight and understanding. Like the Imam, when the Imam prays, everyone is really the same message. Somehow, we're all the same thing. And everyone is understanding differently. Someone is kind, someone is laughing. So how people are in a salah? You see someone crying, and the other who's lost focus. They have no clue what's happening, but we're all listening to the same message. We're all different when it comes to understanding and being effective emotionally. Now, وَجَعَلَ لَكُمُ السَّمْعَ وَالْأَبْصَارَ وَالْأَفْئِدَةَ قَلِيلًا مَا تَشْكُرُونَ. How little should thanks. Your gratitude, this ma implies insignificance. قَلِيلًا comes from the word قَلَّ. قَلَّ for something to increase, for something to be little. In qaleel is for something to be very little. Right? There's an emphasis on how little it is. So qaleel is very few of you show thanks and gratitude to Allah Azza wa Jal. You know, when I say, I have qaleel and that, you ask me, you want water, I show you a bottle, I say, I have very little water in me. Meaning, a few drops to nothing, literally nothing. Qaleel here, in this context, means literally absolutely nothing. So Allah Azza wa Jal, to see your gratitude to Him is little to nothing. Basically, there's nothing, very insignificant. How do you give thanks to your Lord subhanahu wa ta'ala? And what were the blessings that were mentioned in this ayah demand from you and I gratitude? The blessings that were mentioned were the ear, the sea, and the heart.
I don't know about you, but one of my goals this year is to cook more at home, and delivery with Uber Eats helped me do just that. I go over to the grocery tab, select the store, and pick all the groceries I need for the week. Having such a busy schedule, I can get almost anything on Uber Eats, including grocery and everyday essentials, which saves me so much time. Next time you're in a pinch, be sure to order your groceries on Uber Eats.
The only way to show gratitude to these three things is to put them to good use. I'm going to give you a challenge. If I gave you a phone, I gifted you a phone. You said to me, thank you very much for the gift. But I'm showing you the next day at using it. You have a straightener and you start straightening the table with it. You know, what's this? How do you give thanks? What is the type of thanks? Yes, you told me thank you, but you're abusing that which I gave you. So in order to thank Allah for these abilities that He gave us, we're supposed to put them for good use. So the one who uses his hearing to hear the message of Allah, and his sight to see and vision and understand the creation of Allah, and uses his heart to increase his iman and come closer to the guidance, that is how you thank these blessings. Right? If I was to give you the phone, to give you the same example, and I saw you the next day, you what it was made for. You're taking calls, you're making calls, you're messaging, and I'll be happy, I'll be pleased. You're using it for what it was made for. It means my gift. So, of course, Allah Azza wa Jal belongs the highest of examples, but when Allah Azza wa Jal gives us of these abilities, they must be put to good use in order for you to be grateful for them. Okay. Now, the senses that were mentioned in this ayah were the hearing and the seeing. We have more than that. What else do we have of senses? And the smell and the taste. They weren't mentioned in this ayah. Why is that? Firstly, this ayah is speaking about understanding the truth, acknowledging the oneness and the authority of Allah. And this and smell has little to no involvement with guidance and appreciating the food. Right? You're not guided by your smell and by your taste. Your main function, the ability that we have that play a major role in recognizing the truth and the path of guidance is our hearing and our sight and our intellect, the ability to understand. But I want to now explain to you something, and I need you to be very careful. How can you connect this ayah with the previous ayah? That gives the example of the misguided individual and the guided individual. Listen to me very carefully. The misguided individual, how did Allah describe him? Shibban ala wajihi. Meaning, when he walks, his face is to the earth. Makan anahu. In Surah Al-A'raf, Allah Azza wa Jalla literally said about the misguided person, فَمَثَلُهُ كَمَثَلِ الْحَيِّ. He's like that of a dog. Now, when the dog walks on earth, and he holds his face to the ground, what does it do? He smells and he tastes with his tongue. Dog doesn't use the other senses. He smells and he tastes a lot more than all the other senses. And that is the example of the one who follows his desire. He just smells, and if a dog smells something good, he's going to keep going, no matter what the danger or the harm is, until he gets to that which he has smelled. If he tasted something, he's going to do whatever it takes to get it and to eat it. He's got no limits, no understanding. That's all he's doing, following his desire. Oh, subhanallah, the example of the one who is guided, Allah Azza wa Jalla said, سَوِيًّا عَلَى صِرَاطٍ مُسْتَقِيمٍ, standing upright upon a straight path. When you're standing upright, your nose and your tongue is away from the ground, meaning you have a control over your desire. When you're standing upright, you can see what's ahead of you. You can hear the warnings and the dangers, and you can use your heart to comprehend and to understand these matters. SubhanAllah, how this is incredibly tied with the previous ayah. Allahu Akbar. Such beautiful connection and relationship between this ayah and the one before. And so, no one has an excuse before Allah Azza wa Jalla. You don't have to do it. You can choose whether you want to benefit from this or not. And that's why the greatest regret of the disbeliever of the day of judgment would be, as mentioned in the surah, وَقَالُوا لَوْ كُنَّا نَسْمَعُ أَوْ نَعْقِلُ. He regrets. We understood with our hearts and our minds. You see, they heard and they understood the message, but they did not put the reading to use. They did not want to benefit from that which they heard and understood of the truth. However, what was their case? But لَجُّوا فِي عُتُوٍّ وَنُفُورٍ. They remained persistent upon their arrogance, turning away from the message. Allah Azza wa Jalla then he says, قُلْ هُوَ الَّذِي ذَرَأَكُمْ فِي الْأَرْضِ وَإِلَيْهِ تُحْشَرُونَ. Say to them again, it is he, Allah Azza wa Jalla, the one who ذَرَأَكُمْ فِي الْأَرْضِ. ذَرَأَ is to create something and to spread it far and wide. So the idea is that human being was created by Allah, and he continues to reproduce and spread out. So you know, like when they show you the family tree, how the family tree is just all spread out. It began with 2 individuals, and then they gave birth to these, and they gave birth to ذَرَأَكُمْ. That's why the word ذَرَأَكُمْ also from the same word as ذُرِّيَّةٌ. ذُرِّيَّة is progeny and generation. So he spread it all out. He became generations multiplied and spread on earth. That's one meaning of ذَرَأَكُمْ, spread out. But ذَرَأَكُمْ could be spread out to the age. So he extended the age, he spread it out. He didn't just live until a youthful age, rather all the way until old age, when your hair between white and green. So now look at this. The previous ayah used the word what? أَنْشَأَكُمْ. And this ayah is using what? ذَرَأَكُمْ. Ansha'akum is speaking about him creating you and made you grow to young and strong age. You understand? Remember that? Young age, adulthood. He created you, but with the meaning of he spread you out, and literally he spread your age out, and there is an emphasis on old age, white and grey hair. And also, ذَرَأَكُمْ, it comes from, they said, ذَرَأْنَا الْأَرْضِ. To plant seeds into the earth. Allah used to plant seeds into the earth. So, he made you rich and old age, ذَرَأَكُمْ now on earth. Mystically, He created you. When you reach old age, when He planted you into the earth. So first of all, He buried into the earth after you have completed your life on this earth. SubhanAllah. These two ayat discuss the lifespan of a human. And sha'akum, until you reach a young, full age when you're strong. And then the word zara'akum, you spread it out on earth, spread your age until you reach old age, and it planted you back into the earth, you die, you're buried. What comes after you're buried? وَإِلَيْهِ تُحْشَرُونَ. That's the end of this ayah. To Him alone, you will all be gathered. SubhanAllah. This is like an elaboration of what has already come in the surah from the very beginning. الَّذِي خَلَقَ الْمَوْتَ وَالْحَيَاةَ. He created death and life. Now, He's explaining the concept of death and life in these two ayahs. SubhanAllah. وَإِلَيْهِ تُحْشَرُونَ. To Him, you will be gathered. Hashara is to gather and collect, which suggests the trees were spread out far and wide, then they have to be collected. You know, like when a child plays with his Legos or with his toys, at the end of the day, the parents, they go and collect them from every corner of the house. That's hashara. Hashara suggests the trees have been spread, you're collecting. And so since the word zara'atun meant that He created you and spread you out far and wide on earth, He's really befitting that the word tuhsharun is mentioned here, describe resurrection. And SubhanAllah, no matter how far and wide you spread on earth, you know, SubhanAllah, you might have your parents, they were born in one country. They had their own children and everyone moved across the world. Then they had their own children and they decided to live somewhere else. And by the 100 years, that generation is spread all across the world. So the idea is, He spread you far and wide, ذَرَأَكُمْ فِي الْأَرْضِ. And no matter which corner of earth you decided to live in, no matter where you die, in the depth of the earth or in the depth of the ocean, He will collect you and gather you all, even one by one, for accountability. وَإِلَيْهِ أَلْهُمْ تُحْشَرُونَ. So that even the of the day of judgment, يقول الإنسان يومئذ أين المفر. Where can I escape? Where can I run and hide today? Obviously, you cannot do so. So the message we're learning here is that we come back. It is hard to do to Allah. Come back today before the day comes. Eventually you will return to your body and soul. What do we get from these two ayat now? هو الذي أنشأكم قل هو الذي ذرأكم. What we get from these two ayat is that the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is now basically told to say to these kafirin, do what you want. Do what you want. However, be informed. If you will all be returning to Allah Azza wa Jal and you'll be answered. At this point of the surah, disbelievers don't have any arguments within you. You cannot stand in front of an Islam anymore and argue with them. The arguments have finished. Zero. The previous ayat just told them, who created them? Who makes them? Who painted them? Your eyes, your ability, your hearts. Who painted them? Everything that you enjoy in life. Who gave that to you? So they don't have any arguments left. What are they going to say? What are they going to say? You and I expect from them to say, Amanna billah, we surrender, we give up, and la ilaha illallah. Tell us. That's the second logical thing to do. But they don't do that. Now their arrogance will continue as Allah has said. Remember the persistent in arrogance and stubbornness and turning away? It's going to continue now. They don't want to hear this message. They don't want to listen to it. It's believers. They still have their followers up until today. People that don't want to listen to the message of Islam. Nothing, zero. I don't want to deal with this at all. Move it away. Right. So now they will respond. They're going to say something now. But the most unintelligent response, the most foolish of responses, they are going to now begin to behave in a very ignorant manner. They are going to speak childish words. They want to distract the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam and the callers to Islam, and they want to shift their focus away from the deen. They want to take their focus somewhere else. Allah Azza wa Jal says, after the disbelievers have heard these realities, they say, وَيَقُولُونَ متى هذا الوعد إن كنتم صادقين ويقولون they say يقولون is a present tense. Present tense implies continuity, meaning they will keep saying this from now on. Every time you remind them of the message, they'll keep saying this. متى هذا الوعد? When is this promise?
When is this promise?
Until you're promising us the resurrection, gathering, we're going to come out of our village, we're going to be naked, there's 2 days uncircumcised. When is this promise? متى هذا الوعد? When is it? Elsewhere in the Quran, he used to write this. He used to say to the sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, عَيْشٍ لَنَا كِفَّنَا. If there was such a promise, bring it on. Bring on the punishment. Where is it? Allah Azza wa Jalla would say about them, elsewhere, they would say, قالوا أَإِذَا كُنَّا عِظَامًا وَرُفَاتًا أَإِنَّا لَمَبْعُوثُونَ خَلْقًا جَدِيدًا. They would say, if we became bones divided away, became crumbled particles, are we going to be resurrected into a new creation? أَمَا مَبْعُوثُونَ خَلْقًا جَدِيدًا. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam responds, even if you were to turn into stones of iron, أو خلقا مما يكبر في صدوركم, or even if your creation was to be the most difficult thing to imagine that could ever be returned back to all the life, whatever you end up being, Allah Azza wa Jalla is going to return it. So then they said, they will say, فَسَيَقُولُ مَنْ يُعِدُنَا. So look at the foolish idea. Who is this one that is going to return us and resurrect us? Who is he? Allah Azza wa Jalla would say, فَسَيُنْغِبُونَ يَقُولُ الَّذِي حَطَرَكُمْ أَوَّلَ مَرَّةٍ. Tell them, the one who brought them the first time round is able to create them the second time round. You'd expect for them to give up now. They continue, Allah Azza wa Jalla says, فَسَيُنْغِبُونَ إِلَيْكَ رُؤُوسَهُمْ. They'll put their heads down, they'll knock their heads towards you, meaning they want to avoid eye contact. They don't have any more argument left. They shake their heads, they don't want to see, they don't want to deal with this message, and they'll say, when is it going to be? When is this appointment? When is this promised time? Tell them, قُلْ عَسَىٰ أَن يَكُونَ قَرِيبًا. Tell them, perhaps it's going to be very near, very soon. And then after this, إِن كُنتُمْ صَادِقِينَ وَيَقُولُونَ مَتَى هَذَا الْوَعْدُ. They'll continuously say, when is this promised time, this appointed time that you keep telling us about? إِن كُنتُمْ صَادِقِينَ. You are truthful. In other words, you're not a liar. Ya Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, if you're not a liar, tell us, when is the promise going to unfold? So now, you're indirectly undermining and mocking the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. He was always known as a sadiq, among them, the honest and the most upright. Now they want to destroy and ruin his reputation. They are attacking his malice, his honesty, his integrity. Because if a person doesn't have honesty, his dawah is flawed and fails right away. Right away it fails. So now they see his message is flourishing and spreading. And we have people to stop it. So what's the best thing to do now? Character assassination. Let's leave out a liar and a mad man and an insane man among the people so that they can run away from him. And that's why in the next surah, Surah Al-Qalam, Allah Azza wa Jalla comforts the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam and defends him. وَإِنَّكَ لَعَلَى خُلُقٍ عَظِيمٍ. You are indeed upon great morals and ethics and manners. And even in that surah, Allah Azza wa Jalla would say, فَلَا تُطِعِ الْمُكَذِّبِينَ. Don't obey the liars. They're the ones that are liars, not you. And by the way, they are saying this to the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam and the followers. إِن كُنْتُمْ. If all you indeed are truthful, yalla, tell us, when is this appointment? When is this promised day? And that means it is not only the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam preaching and propagating the message of Islam, but also they are preaching to the society the message of Allah. So what you and I are learning here is that you and I are propagators of an Islam. We are also supposed to spread the message of an Islam. And at this very moment, it is our responsibility. In kuntum, all of you. So, let's see. If you are truthful, but you people are a bunch of liars, tell us when this appointment is going to happen. So the question here is, very difficult experiences. And you will not be able to see what good can possibly come from it. You will not be seeing what good comes from it. But Allah is fully aware that whatever experiences you're going through is actually good for you. That's still an act of kindness. Your sickness is still an act of kindness. Your terrible experience is still an act of kindness. If somebody humiliated you, that's still an act of kindness. If you were betrayed, that's still an act of kindness. Not from them, but still from Allah. There's something good in it for you. There's something good in it that you cannot understand.
Allah Akbar.
Come on, get ready. Time for a beatdown.
This is a very silly question, a pathetic question. It is a question that reflects the stubbornness and the arrogance. Like what Allah said about the Prophet, what he says, it's just that the arrogance and stubbornness and that's part of it. So now Allah teaches the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam how to do this. How do you respond to this? This ayah is very important for you and I, since we are living in a day and age where Islamophobia is on the rise. And the attack against Islam is extremely on the rise. Any generation or any religion on earth was attacked the same way Islam was being attacked. People have died and stood no chance long time ago. However, Allah Azza wa Jalla continues to shine His light. وَلَوْ كَرِهَ الْكَافِرُونَ. Even if the disbelievers hated and disliked us. How do we respond to these kind of foolish questions that come from the enemy of Allah Azza wa Jalla? Which He goes first. قُلْ إِنَّمَا الْعِلْمُ عِنْدَ اللَّهِ وَإِنَّمَا أَنَا نَذِيرٌ مُبِينٌ. Respond back. Simple. إِنَّمَا الْعِلْمُ عِنْدَ اللَّهِ. إِنَّمَا is a particle in the Arabic language that creates certainty and exclusivity. إِنَّمَا. There is no doubt. It's certain that the knowledge of the promised time, the knowledge of the hour and the events of the afterlife is with Allah and Allah. It is only He that has it. And Allah has the knowledge of when the hour will be established. And they tell them, وَإِنَّمَا أَنَا نَذِيرٌ مُبِينٌ. See that? I'm only a clear one. I'm a clear warner. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is not a scary, terrifying warner. Sometimes you may think of the word warner, someone that is scary, terrifying you. And Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is not here to scare us. He warns mankind out of genuine care and concern for them. That is what a Nabi is. It's for someone to know about the danger that lies ahead. He knows about the danger of the hereafter. He genuinely is concerned for your safety, so he won't. When Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam mentioned in the hadith, he said, my example of yours is that of a man who kindled a fire. Imagine someone went to the desert and kindled a fire. And then the moths and the grasshoppers began to jump into it. Because a moth, Jimmy, sees a fire and he jumps into it. He tried to keep them away. Imagine you're keeping away these moths and these grasshoppers and these bugs and from entering into his spine. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, I can falling into it. He said, I am trying to hold you back from the fire, but you keep slipping from my hands, from my fingers, and you end up falling into it. So An-Nadir is the one who knows about the danger. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam knows about the fire. And he rushes to you to warn you about what is ahead of you if you stay upon your foolishness and misguidance. He's informing you of the danger ahead so that you take care. You know like the one when you drive somewhere, sometimes on the highway, and someone flashes his high beam? The high beam flashing the light. Well, he's not scaring you. This is out of genuine care and concern for you. He's warning you that a mobile speed trap ahead, so be careful. That's kind of a Nabi, not scary. That's a warner, genuine love and concern and care for you. وَإِنَّمَا أَنَا نَذِيرٌ. I'm a warner. Not only a warner, مبين as well. مبين يعني a very clear warner. We're learning that the da'wah of the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is very simple, very clear. Because they're not confusing, they're not messy and all chaotic. You come in, your mind was clean, you leave and you're more confused than what you are. No, clean. Sometimes People, they give a reminder, they give a warning, and they confuse you a lot more than you are. That's not Nadir al-Mubin. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, his message would be very clear. He would warn, he would explain what he's warning about. He'll inform you of the dangers, the consequences. He'll inform you what the solution is, and he'll give you hope and guidance in the road out of this mess that you're in. So what we are learning is that as a believer, the way we respond to these many attacks against Islam is that our response should be very calm, very level. This is very composed. Look at the response. Allah. What we are asking about, it's knowledge is with Allah, time is the key one. Look how calm the response is. See, these believers, they want to be concerned inside us. They want to stir up our emotions. So that we go and we protest against them and slam and this and that and shout and scream. That's what they want. How can the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is being taught? Say, hey, see that? إِنَّا لَا إِلْمَ عِنْدَ اللَّهِ وَإِنَّمَا أَنَا نَذِيرٌ مُبِينٌ. These disbelievers, they want the world. They want to show the world that we are clean. We have gone now. That's what they want to see publicly about the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So imagine Twitter and TikTok existed at the time of the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. The trending headline would be, Muhammad has gone mad. Muhammad is insane. Muhammad is possessed. This is what they used to say. أَفْتَرَى عَلَى اللَّهِ كَذِبًا أَمْ بِهِ جِنَّةٌ. This is what they used to publicly say among the people. Has this man fabricated a lie against Allah? When he got mad and insane and possessed? Sahib, the magician, as well. This is what they'll always do. It's part of the agenda. So we need to be very calm, wise, really focused on the message. We have a message to deliver. We're not teaching to take ourselves and just keep going on that kind of argument. Very calm, and then come back straight to the message and remain focused on that. And we don't have to answer every question of theirs. We must be control of the discussion. We don't answer what's important. We don't want what we consider foolish and insignificant of questions. And I noticed something. قُلْ إِنَّمَا الْعِلْمُ عِنْدَ اللَّهِ. What do they say? ويقولون متى هذا الوعد إن كنتم صادقين ثم قل إنما العلم وقل إنما العلم قل إنما العلم. You know what that creates? It creates immediacy. Because wow and thumma would imply, you know what, take a break, think about it, and then go back and respond. The addition of these particles, the wow and thumma, suggests that the response should be very quick. What we're learning, this is confidence. Because when you're quick to respond, confident in your answer, you're confident in your response. إِنَّمَا الْعِلْمُ عِنْدَ اللَّهِ. Don't sit and think, what's the best way I'm going to respond? Very simple. You're asking about when the promise is. That's knowledge is with Allah, not with me. I'm just a warning. If you want to accept the message, accept it. If you don't want that, it's not my problem. And it's your problem. Pay attention to reality. In Allah. The problem is with Allah. That's not with me. I'm just carrying the message of delivery. But you won't be able to ashtarun, you'll be gathered to him. You'll be questioned about your arrogance, your rejection of the messenger and the message. So be nice about what you're doing. Then Allah Azza wa Jal fasts forward the steam.
Oh, ya Allah. Ya Allah, ya Allah. What you say?
Where you at?
Assalamu alaikum.
Huh?
Assalamu alaikum.
Where you from?
He said where I'm
Where
at.
you at?
I'm in the house. Sound like you got something to eat.
Uh-huh.
Said it sound like you got something to eat.
Pretzels.
Uh, well,
Now, I'm not going to open.
they sound good.
I'm not going to pretzel.
Text me.
I mean,
However you want to do it. If
cash
you,
app. How do you pay your bill?
yeah, that's how I did it last time.
How?
I think you had cash app.
You cash app them?
I don't cash app them.
Huh?
I said
is a new challenger.
Fight with all your...
Round one. Fight. Round two. Fight. Terry wins! Round one. Fight! Round two. Fight! Marisa wins! Round one. Fight!
Thomas finally appeals to them and they see it with their very own eyes. Allah describes their faces. He says the faces of those who disbelieve will become sa'a, for something to be very bad and evil. And they say sa'a is the private parts of a person. Sa'a is the bad evil. وجوه الذين كفروا, the faces of the disbelievers or of those who disbelieve will be very bad. The face will look evil and horrible, full of worry and depression and anxiety and sadness and regret, because they rejected this thing and they did not prepare for it. And the faces were mentioned because that's where misery and despair is seen on the body. You can't tell if someone's miserable and sad from looking at his hand or from his feet. You look at his face and you'll know exactly whether he is sad or happy, even in this world of life. If a person wants to receive good news, you can see it on his face. The face brightens up and it's illuminated. And if a person wants to receive really bad, sad news, you can see it on his face. The face is dark, it's gloomy, it's depressing. See at wujuhum الذين كفروا. You need to understand, brothers and sisters in Islam. One of the people that was 5 years they received in this world of life, they have been dragged to Jahannam. They esteem that which they used to deny and reject. The regret is grand, it's huge. They're going to burn forever and ever because of their kufr. So, وشوف كفروا سي أحمد وأنا سي أحمد لا مد they incline. Some fear, regret and sorrow and blackness on the face. Why? الذين كفروا. These weeks Allah mentioned the reason for why the face became full of horror because of its sleep. وقيل هذا الذي كنتم تدعون. And it will be said to them, this is what you claim would never come. It will be said to them. Ulama rahimahullah, they say that the angels, the prophets, the believers will all say that, well, it could be that the disbelievers will say to each other, they will create animal with each other, and they'll say, هذا الذي كنتم تدعون. This is what we used to call for. What does that mean? In another qira'ah, which is the qira'ah في عقيل الحضر الذي هذا الذي كنتم به تدعون. تدعون is to call someone, Allah, to find someone to call you. So it's said to them, this is the day you call. You call for this day. How they do this to do that? Yani, that's how. In this world of life, when Allah Azza wa Jal would promise them about a fruit or a punishment, they'll say to the messenger, Ajin lana kafana. Yalla, bring us our share of punishment. Let's see it. Come on. Where is it? If you're truthful, tell us. Where is it? In our places in Surah Al-Anfal, Allah Azza wa Jal, He says, He'll say, وَإِذْ قَالَ اللَّهُ إِنْ كَانَ هَذَا حَقًّا بِعِيدٍ فَأَنْظُرْ عَلَيْنَا حِجَارَةً مِنَ السَّمَاءِ. If indeed it is the truth, Allah, shower above us with stones. أو ائتنا بعذاب أليم. Come on, we don't expect for punishment to take place or not. Let's see where it is. They came in the shower and they said, هذا الذي كنتم به تدعون. This is what we call for. This is what we thought was a joke. We used to say it's fun. Now it's brought up. So they get this. It's in place. Allah Azza wa Jal says, قل أرأيتم إن أهلكني الله ومن معي أو رحمنا والكافرين من عذاب أليم. قل أرأيتم, say to them, you consider it. So now, we need to understand. They rejected the message. They want anything to do with it. They are trying to assassinating the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, right? So the people are calling him to lie, and madman, and sin. Ethnicity is still going more than one time. So you cannot silence a person after you've heard that assassinated and his followers. So what's the next step? The next step is treason, right? Because Allah Azza wa Jalla will say in Surah Al-Anfal, وَإِذْ يَمْكُرُكَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا يُثْبِتُوكَ أَوْ يَقْتُلُوكَ. They want to kill you. Because of that, now they want to kill you. So, he is going to keep them in this situation. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam now is going to think for what they want and bring that scenario in their mind. So you want to kill, right? Right. قل أرأيتم إن أهلكني الله ومن معي أو رحمنا. He says, you don't consider it. If Allah was to destroy you, let's say Allah destroyed me and killed me. You can lay my killing on your hands. See, Allah gave you the ability and you killed me and you got rid of me. ومن معي, not only me, all of my followers as well were killed and destroyed by Allah. أو رحمنا. Or let's say He doesn't kill me and destroy me, rather let's say He bestows His mercy upon me. Subhanallah, before I go, we explain something here. إن أهلكني الله ومن معي أو رحمنا. If Allah was to kill me, what's opposite to kill? Allow me to live. That's opposite to it. Opposite to أحيا, opposite to أهلك أحيا. So we were expecting إن أهلكني الله ومن معي أو أحيانا. What we were expecting. But Allah Azza wa Jalla did not say أحيانا, gave us life. Rather He replaced the word life, living, with the word rahimana, with the word bestowed His mercy upon us. And This is teaching us something. That life, living on earth, is from the greatest mercy that Allah Azza wa Jalla bestowed upon His creation. Because this is where we can prepare for the afterlife, the meeting with Allah Azza wa Jalla. Living a long life on earth upon righteousness and goodness, this is an act of mercy of Allah upon such a person. Because it is a chance and an opportunity to increase your iman and your goodness. And that's why for the believer, our hope is not when we die. We don't hope for when we die. Our hope is how are we going to die? A long life is something good. It's upon righteousness and goodness, as the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said. So, come back to this now. قُلْ أَرَأَيْتُمْ إِنْ أَهْلَكَنِيَ اللَّهُ وَمَنْ مَعِي أَوْ رَحِمَنِ. However, have you considered the kuffar? Have you considered if Allah was to kill me and my followers, or let's say He decided not to kill me and He bestowed His mercy upon us and we live? Either way, I mean, if you're الكافرين من عذاب أليم, you tell me, who will save the disbelievers from a painful punishment? She, someone who has been saved. So this is a serious reality check. They're being told, put your silly, pathetic excuses and arguments and questions to the side, put it on the side, go for a second, listen and think with your mind, forget about us, whether Allah killed me, destroyed me, my followers, He made me live, He bestowed His mercy upon, forget about you altogether. Focus on yourself. This is you. Who's going to persecute when the painful punishment comes? You're still going to hurt it. You're still going to face it, and you'll have to deal with it and prepare for it. So these disbelievers, they are envious of the believers. They are envious of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. But the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he feels pity and sorry towards them. In the beginning, they have that hadith of Asa family. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam feels sorry for them. So he's saying to them, don't worry about Allah killed us, He made us slaves. Don't worry about yourself. Don't worry about it. Allah, you gotta look after yourself. Save yourself. You will save you when that punishment comes. الله آمنا به وعليه توكلنا فستعلمون من هو في ضلال مبين. Now it is in the truth with all certainty. Say, peace of Rahman, most compassion. You see, the entire surah, you speak of Allah of Rahman. You believe in Him and in Him alone trust. Now, it tells them the reality of the matter. Before, what was he saying before? He was saying, إِنْ أَحْلَكَنِيَ اللَّهُ وَمَنْ مَعِي. Allah was to destroy us, or He was to bestow His mercy. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he said that. Don't come doubt in his heart that Allah will destroy from the believer. He said that to distract them away from Him, so that they can focus and think about themselves. Not say He, but now they'll say that. آمنا به وعليه توكلنا. We have believed in Him, and upon Him alone we rely. Allah Azza wa Jalla will aid us, He will support us, He will admit us into His mercy and into the paradise. And notice something beautiful here. آمنا به وعليه توكلنا. There's something abnormal and something normal. آمنا به is the normal sentence structure. عليه توكلنا is an abnormal sentence structure. We would expect it. آمنا به وتوكلنا عليه. Scientifically, آمنا به implies all the one thing you believe in. And that's the truth. Don't only believe in Allah, rather we believe in Allah, His messengers, His books, the last day, the divine decree. There are many articles of faith that we have to do. عليه توكلنا, when عليه comes before توكلنا, it implies what? We've said it many times. It's exclusivity, because we only rely upon Him and no one else. So, عليه توكلنا, only upon Him alone we our trust. ستعلمون وفي ضلال and you see comes to be misguided. When Allah comes to us, you will know definitely misguided. When you die, you will. You went backwards, you will be misguided. You think we're foolish. You think we're backwards. And we're in the story here. It's like Rahman. You can upon your life and see the real. This is misguided people of Allah. SubhanAllah. Don't fear Ar-Rahman. Once again, out of the Surah Ar-Rahman, he reminds them of the state to say, he's still the most merciful. Even though he showed you displeasure by getting the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam to address you. He hasn't given up hope. He's still Ar-Rahman to you because this is an address to them. So he still reminds them of his name Ar-Rahman. Days of mercy, oh, come back. I'll accept from you your Islam and your Iman. SubhanAllah, notice how he combined the two Iman. عملنا به وعليه توكلنا. Because this is the peak of our faith. This is what we practice every moment of our life. And this is the central message of the Quran. You know, what is the greatest surah in the Quran? Surah Al-Fatiha. Surah Al-Fatiha is the greatest surah in the Quran. What is the central message in Surah Al-Fatiha? إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. إياك نعبد إذ آمنا به. إياك نستعين وعليه توكلنا. That's how it is. So, إياك نعبد آمنا به. That's our purpose of faith in life. So how do we get to our goal? How do we get to our purpose? إياك نستعين عليه توكلنا. We're going to seek His help. We're going to rely on Him to get to our purpose. So, آمنا به is the purpose. عليه توكلنا is the means to that purpose. The way to that purpose. So as long as the person puts his trust in Allah Azza wa Jal, we continue to remain steadfast to the God. And then the surah concludes, one final ayah, it concludes with a warning. This is another possible punishment life before the next. Allah Azza wa Jal says, قُلْ أَرَأَيْتُمْ إِنْ أَصْبَحَ مَاؤُكُمْ غَوْرًا فَهَلْ يَأْتِيكُم بِمَاءٍ مَّعِينٍ صَدَقَ. Do you consider أَرَأَيْتُمْ إِنْ أَصْبَحَ مَاؤُكُمْ غَوْرًا, if your water was to sink into the earth, أصبح. You decided, you wake up the next morning, there's like a water in your eyes. It's gone into the earth. Imagine the source of life on earth is water. جعلنا من الماء كل شيء حي. Everything is living because there's water in it. Imagine that, the source of life speaks into the earth. And you're unable to have access to it and bring it out. Ghawra is for something to sink deep in access to it. It's from the word Ghar. You're all familiar with Ghar, the cave of hell. Ghar means a cave. It's called as such because the cave is seen into the mountains. So if your water is becoming deep sunken into the earth, I mean you have to put that in mind. Plus, you keep flowing water. Ma'in comes from the word ba'ad shay, meaning for something to be smooth and flexible, right? Ma'in, water that flows effortlessly, smooth, like a very calm, cool stream of water that is flowing. Ma'in also comes from the word ayn, see something. Water that flows on the surface of the earth, you can see it. If it's sinking into it, you can see it. But if it's ma'in, meaning it's on the surface of the earth, you can see it. Since to recover the lesson of the blessings of Allah that we must remember and focus on your just over. You know, the entire surah has been called just over different things. This is one of the things to reflect over. The word itself and how it sits on the surface and it has the sunken inside. And how not. More is here. Very important. I'll tell you what. Because earlier, what did Allah Azza wa Jal probably disbelieve? He said, أَمَّنْ هَذَا الَّذِي يَرْزُقُكُمْ إِنْ أَمْسَكَ He's going to provide for you. He's decided to restore your reason. And he said, at this, where did it initiated from? What is Samadi First, for people with eosinophilic esophagitis, or EOE, it could be difficult to swallow. For them, there's the Fixin, proven to help reduce inflammation. You swallow it. Fixin can cause allergic reactions that can be severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening joint aches and pain, and if you have a parasitic infection or asthma, don't change or stop steroid or asthma medicines without talking to your doctor. Difficult swallowing? Do more to help ease EOE. Talk to your doctor about your Fixin. Excuse me, where is your hot sauce bar? We don't have one. by herself out there. So this is not so
Thank you.
so Allah will given them not an earthly punishment, but a punishment that is from the skies. So you know what they could say? No problem. Oh, it is bad. What's the water that Quraysh has commanded? Oh, but it is no problem. We got Zamzam. Oh no. Zamzam is good. فأصبح ماء غورا. SubhanAllah. The ayat appear recited unto these arrogant people so them to keep and reflect them on SubhanAllah. In these final ayat, these last 3 ayat, you find this. Allah mentioned a punishment of the afterlife, yeah? He's going to save you all from a painful punishment of the day. In the last ayah was a worldly punishment. That was the Ghawra, your water is the sea. If between these 2 hours, there's only one way you could be saved and avoid this punishment altogether. And that is by joining us. So the solution is sandwiched two problems. A worldly punishment, an afterlife punishment, solution in the middle. Join us. SubhanAllah, some ulama mentioned in the tafsir that this ayah was recited upon a group of arrogant people who were on the surface of the earth. So some of them said, if the water was to sink, we will bring it out with our axe and hammers. We will bring it out like that. And Allah Azza wa Jal took away the moisture of their eyes and they ended up blind. SubhanAllah, when ulama would read a comment to them, it's now, you get to keep back their sight. You get people to that in mind. You say, put moisture back into your eye and make it full. Right? And run like how it used to be before. SubhanAllah. The arrogance of some people, went into very severe trouble. When Allah Azza wa Jal keep us away and save us from arrogance. Brothers and sisters in Islam, our final discussion is just very short about the beginning of the surah. The very beginning of the surah, Allah Azza wa Jal, He said, الذي بيده الملك. His hand is all rests and it lies in his hand. Have you ever considered your water was the sea? If it was accessible, who's going to be flowing water? So the water that you and I drink, you cannot survive without it. He is in control of it. Even that is part of his mulk. So if you guys بيده الملك, even as little as this water that you and I cannot survive with, that's part of his mulk as well. So like that's Allah Azza wa Jalla establishing this complete authority and dominance over mankind, your water. That we are so weak when we are thirsty in desperate need of a sip. That's part of his mulk. That's in his hand. He controls it. So within on his side to be saved and preserved from all forms of punishment in this life and in the afterlife. SubhanAllah, we also find probably the more interesting things. At the beginning of the surah there was what? There was a mention of Al-Fara al-Futur. You see any flaw in the creation of Allah? And at the end it says, have you seen? So you see the idea that the beginning, Al-Fara. Have you seen any flaws? Al-Fara means, do you see any flaws? Have you seen it? Syria, so authority and the might of the strength belongs to Allah Azza wa Jal. So once again, there is that establishment of Allah Azza wa Jal authority upon mankind. So perhaps the end of the surah must be humbled. The oneness of Allah, the greatness of Allah, to realize that He is the one who is Lord and of His very life, not His creation. Afterwards, in essence and peace. Allah Azza wa Jal's commandment remains loyal to Allah. He's on Allah's side. آمنا به وعليه توكلنا. والله أعلم. توكلنا. صلى الله وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين.
Bad idea. Terry wins! Round one.
Mash, baby. I ain't the one that's just gonna go with the flow, baby. أنا مسلم وإسلام الدين الله ربي ومحمد نبي